Can you guys, hello? Can you guys hear me? Can you guys confirm if you can hear me and if you can see my screen? Uh, can you guys confirm for me if you can hear me and if you can see my screen? Hello? Can you guys confirm for me? Can you confirm for me on the chat there? Can you confirm for me on the chat there? Okay, great. Can you confirm for me Okay, sweet. Let me check this device. I'll be having load shedding at 8, ne? So don't be surprised when the lights go off. Okay. You guys don't be surprised. You heard me shuffling. What do you mean? I don't understand what you mean by you heard me shuffling, man. You kind of lost me there. Maybe you can explain. Anyways, good evening, guys. I haven't hosted in a while. It's tiring. It's a tiring. What do you call this? It's a tiring era. Been a hectic few weeks, if I may say. Been a hectic few weeks. Okay. Anyways, back to what we basically talk about in this platform, guys. I don't know if you guys would like for us to discuss anything. Is there anything that you guys would like for us to discuss? Is there anything that you guys are not understanding? Anything? Is there anything that you guys are struggling with? I'll show you guys a couple of trades. I won't show you my trade history now. It's fine. I won't share my trading history with you guys. But you guys should know what's up already. I mean, we share this thing. I share these things with you guys all the time. Let me just remove my drawings and just check my chats there. Okay, so there's no specific request. Okay, let me just go back to this one, right? You guys know that this is my favorite. Let me put my phone in silence. This thing has this weird tendency of being busy for some weird reason. So, what we are having on the market at this particular time is, how can I put it? The market is very much overbought, right? The market has been going up for a while. We are at the highest highs of the market, right? And I'm talking Nasdaq, I'm talking ES, which is S&P 500, I'm talking US 30, right? The market has been continuously going up, right? Now, this is what I'm looking for at this current moment. Okay, I didn't trade today. I only traded yesterday. Was it yesterday? When did I share my results on WhatsApp? I think it was yesterday. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to trade today. I had a busy day. Okay, and besides, I see that we didn't have a very big movement, anyways. But I obviously didn't know that we'd have a slow market today. I just didn't trade because I didn't have time. That's all. Anyways, we have this fair value gap right here. Okay, we have this fair value gap right here. We have this fair value gap. This is our D1 fair value gap, right? We have this fair value gap. We had these highs. We spoke about these highs. Remember, all these levels that we see here, we spoke about, right? We had these highs last week. I told you guys that my target was on this order block over here, 50% of this order block, which is, what is it again? 50% of this order block, which is the main threshold, we failed to get to the 50%. We missed it just a bit, right? And then last week I went on to explain to you guys, right? I went on to explain to you guys what do you then look for. You already have your higher time frame. Remember, guys, I always emphasize rather that the higher time frame is what drives the market. The lower time frame you basically just use as your confirmation as to what the higher time frame gives. Doing that alone basically increases your edge. Okay, you have more chances of being on the right side of the market if you are trading in line with the higher time frame than you are if you are just trading the lower time frame and not paying attention to the higher time frame. The mistake that I used to do was that I used to trade the lower time frame. I would basically look. There's a line that ICT said on the mentorship 2022, sorry. I didn't understand it at first, but he said, I do not trade patterns for patterns' sakes. I was listening to it a couple of days ago, I think on Monday or Tuesday. When he said that, because I'm watching that now for the fourth time. So when ICT said that, I was like, fuck, this is what I was doing wrong when I was starting, where I was basically looking at the lower time frame. I would look for my classic 2022 model because it's easy to identify, obviously. And when I every day I would look for my draw, which is my relatively equal highs, relatively equal lows. I would say this is my drawn liquidity. This is my drawn liquidity. Price goes to my drawn liquidity, or maybe at a certain level, and then takes takes that level out. After taking out that level, it goes and gives me a classic 2022 where it gives me a shift in market structure, fair value gap, and then it either goes up or it fails. So I never understood why it failed, right? And then I understood one thing. The market is driven by the higher time frame. So once you start understanding that, when I see the market going down like this, remember when I was seeing the market going down like this, I said to you guys, we'll be selling this market. But the only reason why we're selling this market is so that this market, and we will not be aggressive in selling this thing. You guys should remember that. I said, I will not be aggressive in selling this. The reason why I will not be aggressive is simply because this thing is on a bullish, this is a bullish market, right? You do not want to call the top and say this is the highest high. Price will start reversing. I will only confirm that this is now the highest high. This is the top of the market. When the market starts giving me confirmations, where it starts disrespecting this bullish arrays, when when this daily fair value gap fails to hold, this daily order block fails to hold, and price is now back at trading below these levels, then I'll be like, okay, price is now failing to make higher highs. It's starting to make lower lows. Maybe now this is the high. Then I start looking for my draw on liquidity on the downside. Okay. But until that day, I'm bullish on this thing, right? And this is what I'm saying. Last week, you guys, if you don't believe me again, go back and watch the previous videos when we were busy explaining this, the previous episode. I said, watch how price reacts on this bullish order block. Then go on the lower time frame at specific times, which is your kill zones. If price reacts at that bullish order block around I really wanted the 50%, which is the main threshold, but the fact that it didn't touch, but it's in this level. If it didn't touch, it's fine. Sometimes it touches and goes even lower. That's also fine. But we are in this level. When we are in this level and the market starts giving us the classic 2022 model, which is where we are in a bullish array, in a bullish market, and the price basically starts playing around the 50% of the bullish order block on the higher time frame, and then during specific times, which was, I think it happened after FOMC, which was then after lunch in the afternoon session, and then price gives you a shift in market structure, after that shift in, go back and watch the video where I'm explaining that, and go back and watch and go back on the dates here. Just confirm what I'm saying and see if what I'm telling you guys is the truth. Okay, if price starts doing that at specific times of day of the week, because this was on a Tuesday, sorry, this was on a Wednesday, price is most likely to make a low or high of the week between Monday and Wednesday. Yes, it's most likely to give you the low or the high of the week. This is based on the arrays. Okay, so you check if it's a Monday, I mean on a Tuesday rather, and you see that price was going down, but it didn't reach. Let's say you want to sell, I mean you want to buy, price is going down, and it hasn't reached a specific bullish array on the higher time frame. I don't really want to buy that market yet until it reaches specific levels on the higher time frame. If it reaches them on a Tuesday, Tuesday is most likely going to be my weekly reversal. If it reaches it on Wednesday, then Wednesday is most likely going to be my reversal day. Okay, that's essentially what I'm discussing here. Now, I'm done with this. Let me move on to this. Price went up and took out buy side liquidity over here, right? I think this was on Friday. Yes, Friday. Price went up, took out buy side liquidity over here. After price took out buy side liquidity over here, this is the market I sold on Friday. I think I made about $600 on this one. Yes, 600. I sold when price got up here, right? I'll show you now. I'll show you my executions. I sold when price got up here, and I'll show you now what was my logic behind that. Same thing, right? There's a bullish array, right? This was on a Friday. Yes, I want you guys to pay attention to something. This over here was on Friday at 9:30 over here, right? That was Friday 9:30, right? This was the highest high at first, right? Let me delete this. We'll come back to these. We'll come back to these. This was the highest high at the time, right? This was the highest high. This was the highest high, right? At the time. Just confirm also, guys, if you can hear me. If you can't hear me, just let me know. If you can see my screen, if I'm losing you somewhere, you're gonna you're gonna stop seeing my face anytime soon. Load shedding is gonna come through, but I got backup up. I got backup on my, so it won't disturb the session. But this was the highest high, which was what? A highest high. If this is the highest high on a bullish market, what do we then label this? What do we then label this? We then say that this is our DOL, this is our drawn liquidity, because there's buy side liquidity sitting over here. So when I saw price doing this, now I want you guys to pay attention to this now. Very important, okay? Very important. When I saw price going up like this is 8, this is 4:30, price continues going up, 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 up. What time is this? I'm gonna put a line here. What time is this? This is what? 9:30. I told you guys 8:30, we are most likely going to have a stop hunt because it's the opening. This was the 8:30, right? And there was a trade here. I just didn't go in on this one. I wanted to see what price is going to do at 9:30. Price did what? Shot up, took out buy side liquidity. After price took out buy side liquidity over here, the minute price took out buy side liquidity over here, I'm going to mark this because this was my trade, right? This is my trade right here. Okay, trend line, and we have a low over here. Okay, this was my trade. From here, I wanted to see price shifting down, taking out this sell side liquidity over here. Because it's a Friday, okay, we'll get to that. We call this the Friday trade, TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. Okay, when I saw price doing that, when I saw price taking out buy side liquidity and quickly shifting back into this level, let me just go down on the lower time frame. Let me go down. This is 5 minutes. It was okay, yeah. Let me first explain the 5 minutes. Remember, I did with you guys the last time. I did the silver bullet trade, ne? I did the silver bullet. This is what I was initially waiting for. Okay, okay, now let me not take it out. This is what I was essentially waiting for. Okay, price shot down, took out these levels over here, right? Shot down and took out these levels, and then I was like, okay, I wanna see, because this was the fair value gap that price left at a specific time after taking out. Remember, we just first things first, we just took out buy side liquidity. This is the buy side liquidity. This is the stop hunt over here, right? This is the stop hunt down up there, this red level. Took out buy side liquidity, right? After taking out buy side liquidity, we are within our kill zone, right? What time does our kill zone start on futures, guys? 8:30. So this is 8:30. I'm gonna make it a bit bold so you guys can see it. This orange line is 8:30, right? Let me just clone that. 8:30 to 11. Here's our 11 a.m. right here. So in this, between these two, this is where I want to be taking my entries. Okay, now I want to show you why I disregarded the 5 minutes fair value gap and went with the 1 minute instead. Okay, so I wanted to see price doing what? After the stop hunt, then it shifts down, started consolidating. I wanted to see price doing what? Coming back to test this fair value gap. Let me change the color of this fair value gap. I wanted to see price going back to this fair value gap, test it, and then go down to where? To these levels over here, to take out the sell side liquidity over here, right? So as I was waiting, I don't just trade the 5 minutes charts, remember. 5 minutes, 3 minutes. I went on the 3 minutes chart. I wanted to see what the 3 minutes chart has for me, right? I went on the 3 minutes chart. Let me zoom in here. I went on the 3 minutes chart. It confirmed the same thing. Now, if you check, the 3 minutes chart had what? Let me delete this. We had this swing low over here. This swing low was taken out, right? And then we had this fair value gap right here. So if anything, if I had gotten an earlier entry, the 3 minutes chart I noticed after that was going to be, this was going to be my entry. Okay, but I didn't use the 3 minutes chart. Okay, I didn't use the 3 minutes chart. I used the 1 minute chart. So I didn't see it from this angle. I didn't see it from this angle. Okay, I'll call you back. I didn't see it from this angle. I basically saw it from the 1 minute chart. Now let me just switch to 1 minute chart and then show you guys the exact entry then that I took. After everything that I've explained to you guys, now I want you guys to understand why again I said, okay, I'm wrong about thinking that price is going to go up and go to that level on the 5 minutes chart. Let me show you why. My entry was then over here. Now, price was busy consolidating. This is the 5 minutes fair value gap. Remember that, ne? Price was busy consolidating over here, right? You can see this is a random consolidation. And then when price shifted market structure here, when price gave us this shift in market structure, I know my charts can get busy, guys, but just focus on what I'm trying to show you here. When price shifted market structure over here, right? Shift in market structure, taking out this low at specific times. I was like, okay, price is failing to go back to that level. That means it's being heavily distributed to the downside. This is where I basically took myself. Okay, I took myself, targeted this level. Okay, took myself, targeted this level over here, and price basically just went down as expected. I had this sell side liquidity right here. These relatively equal lows was my drawn liquidity. Price obviously went even deeper, but you don't have, I always say, you don't have to catch the whole wave. Okay, You don't have to catch the whole wave for you guys to be profitable. I'm about to get cut off with load shedding, by the way. Now it's weird. We had issues with load shedding the last time. So every time they would cut our load shedding, then we wouldn't have electricity for like a day or so because I think they had faults with, I don't know, whatever systems. So they cut load shedding. We didn't have load shedding for about 4 months because of that issue. Well, it seems like it's sorted now because they can take their electricity and everything is fine. Anyways, it's irritating. But anyways, I wasn't used to load shedding anymore, man. Sucks. Anyways, this was then my entry. This is then now based on the narrative. Remember what I always say to you guys. For you to basically confirm that you have a trade, whether to the upside or to the downside, you need to be able to explain exactly why you are taking the trade. Now, here's the thing about trading, right? I will give you guys concepts and I will tell you do do this when, but you have to have a real reason behind why you are buying or selling. Like it's like even if you are trading support and resistance, right? You can't just wait for price to get to a support level and then buy, or wait for it to get to a resistance level and then sell. It doesn't work like that. So you need that background narrative as to why do I think that price should be going up. Okay. Oh, sorry about that. You need to have a real reason why you think price is going to go up at specific time or it's going to go down at specific times. Okay. So I really think that I don't know if I'm doing a good job with basically explaining these things to you, but I need you guys to have that little understanding in your head that just because you understand how to enter doesn't necessarily mean you know why you are entering the trade. And this what I just showed you now. This is now the easiest part. This is the last part. This is the easiest, right? But if you understand everything that I've shown you, and you understand the times, you understand the days, the time of the day, the time of the week, if you understand all those things, I think trading is basically going to be easier. Okay, I'm not saying you're going to be the most profitable person in the room, but you are definitely going to be better than who and what you are today with your trading. So these are the little things that I'm basically trying to make you guys understand. Okay, it's and I really also suggest that you watch the live trading sessions. It's just that there's this thing that I'm working on currently. So I'm really having a challenge with time. My schedule these days has become very busy. So even you see, even today, I couldn't be on the charts. I couldn't be on the market because I had to sort some things out. Okay, yesterday I was busy. So here's another thing, especially for you guys that are have other things going on, of which I think everyone should have something going on. Like if you have a job or whatever, I think it's better for you to have a job or a side hustle or whatever, and then trade than for trading to basically be the only thing that you're looking at. You're going to have a hard time getting profitable. You'll notice that you are very good with your analysis, but you're basically making no money. That's what most people struggle with, especially if you're broke. Like if you're broke, you're really gonna have that problem where you're gonna find it hard making money in the market because this is more of an emotional game than it is. It's more of an emotional, psychological game than it is a technical game. So what I'm showing you guys right now is technical, okay? But everything else that we were having a discussion with my boy the other day. I think it was last week or something, where we're basically talking about that, saying when you find yourself, even if it's not financial, if you find yourself in a situation that's stressful, and it's something that happened to us, we were in a situation that was very there was a lot going on, right? So it became hard for us to be consistently profitable in the market simply because of that whole shit going on around you. Because now it fucks up with your psychology, right? And if you're not in the right mental state, it's going to be hard for you to basically trade. So my point was, if for me right now, this is how I'm scheduled, this is how my life is scheduled, and this is why I'm specifically trading at specific times, and this is why it's so important, and it makes your life so much easier, right? Okay, here goes the power cut. Okay, let me see what you guys can see. Ah, yeah. Okay, so it becomes so much easier. Like, for instance, this is, let me just break down my schedule for you guys. Okay, so I wake up at 5 a.m. From 5 to around 6:30, 7, I'm in the gym. From gym, I take a bath. 8 o'clock in the morning, I'm seated in the office and I'm working, right? I'll work on my other stuff from 8 till 3 o'clock. Okay. From 8 to 3, I'm focused on that. I'm not doing any, I'm not looking at, I don't even analyze the market from 8 o'clock in the morning till around 2 p.m., 3 p.m. When it's 3 p.m. in the afternoon, that's where the New York session opens. Now, this is another thing. It becomes easy for me to now focus on NASDAQ and futures because 95% of the time they move during the evening session, during the not the evening session, sorry, during the morning session in the New York time, which is basically around 2, 3 p.m. our time. So if I put in 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, I've put in about 6 hours into whatever project that I'm working on currently, right? I've put in about 6 hours into that. That's enough time, right? And then from around 3, right now the market opens for Nasdaq. The market opens at 3:30, right? Because we are on UCT 5 because it's winter that side, right? So our session is now at 3:30, right? Since we're on UCT 5. So it allows me to say from around 3, I sit down and I focus on the market. I trade the afternoon session till around 5:30 to 6, right? That's where I have an hour. This is on a normal day where I'm not going anywhere, right? This is where now I have an hour to basically prepare for this session, for this afternoon session, which starts at 8, which starts at 7 p.m. our time till around 8, which is around these times. And then from 8 o'clock around these times, I basically do reports and stuff like that till around 9, 9:30, and then I call it a day. But that's my working schedule, right? So trading at specific times allows me to be able to do this. It allows me that discipline to say, okay, this is the specific time that I'll be trading. Anytime before that, even if you have a job or you have a side hustle or whatever, right? If you have a job or a side hustle, it becomes easier for you to have your whole day focused on whatever it is that you're doing. And then from 3:30 till around 5, 6 p.m., you are now focused on the market. Okay. And if that doesn't work for you, you have the morning session in Forex where you can trade Forex in the morning session between 8 and 10 a.m., right? So it gives you specific times. You can basically work your schedule around that. You understand why I'm saying time is so important? It like, guys, it just simplifies your whole thing. So knowing exactly where your kill zone is going to be, like for instance, let me put this here. My kill zone for the morning session would be from what time, guys? From 2. Let me move to the 5 minutes chart. Okay. Let me move to the 5 minutes chart. Yes, here we go. If you'll notice that in the morning session, we don't have that much movement. This is 2 till what time? 2 to 5, right? We cloned this, ne? 2 to 5. If you are trading the morning session, the London session, your trade setup is going to be somewhere in between here. So if you are saying this is where I'll be trading, this is where I'll be trading, I'll only be trading the New York session. Focus on this. You will understand it much better if you focus on just this trading session. Focus on just that. Okay? If you are like myself, you are busy in the morning, you have shit to do. I say, okay, I'll only start trading in the afternoon session, which starts at what time? 8:30. 8:30 is right here. Till what time? 11. 11 is right here. This means this will be your trading session. Anywhere in between here, all this, you can find your entries in here. Okay, and that's all you need. So if you can basically master this, you are good. Okay, or if you are saying, I can only trade in the evening session, which is around this time, okay, where you can basically start trading from any, you're not, remember, from 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock, you are not trading. So you'll be trading from what time? From 1 o'clock to around 3 o'clock, right here. You can trade this session, okay? This is now, like this is literally now. So yeah, it's 1 o'clock now in New York. So from 8 p.m. to around 11, right? 8, no, yeah, maybe 8 to 10 or 11, I'm not sure. Honestly, I never actually trade the afternoon session. And I'll be honest with you guys, the reason why I don't trade the afternoon session is because my days are long already, right? My day starts at 5 a.m. and then after this session, I'm already exhausted. So if I have to do something, maybe on some personal reports, writing my whatever, all that, by the time it gets to, I'm just fucking tired. I just can't take it anymore. That's why I never trade the afternoon session. I think then last week, when that move I was showing you guys on the FOMC happened in the afternoon session, I saw it after, which was tomorrow morning, simply because I wasn't even interested in trading it. Okay, because I cannot trade it because I'm already by that time, by 9 o'clock, I've been up and busy like literally all day. If I need to trade around those times, I know Guti, I'll be mentally exhausted and I'll probably make some dumb mistakes in the market. So rather I just save myself and not do it. Okay. So those are the 3 sessions, guys, that you can just so you can also have like a bit of a scheduled life. I think you can basically choose one of these sessions. Choose one of these sessions. You will understand how, like for instance, before this, I used to trade in the morning session. And the morning session was giving me good trade setups in Forex. Okay. For Forex, the morning session is good. It was giving me good trade setups. But as time went by, my life changed, my schedule changed. I couldn't focus, but also I was bored with Forex. I was not really interested in Forex anymore. I wanted to trade futures. I personally love futures. I think they are better. They give me better movements. Okay. So since I focused on Nasdaq, it then allowed me to say, you know what, fuck it. I'm only going to trade the afternoon session, which is my afternoon session, but the morning session in New York. Okay. So find one of these, guys. I think this is a very valuable lessons that you guys can take from this. However, again, for me to understand these things fully, I had to kind of sit on the market and watch it and understand it. Trade the afternoon, trade the morning session, which is the London session, trade the afternoon session, understand the market in general, because it's almost the same thing. So if you have more opportunities to trade, it means you're gonna learn more, right? Yeah, guys, I think that's about it. I really think that's about it for the day. I don't know if you guys have any questions that you would like us to go through. If you have anything that you guys would like us to go through. If there's nothing, if there's no questions, then we will basically call it a night and we'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Okay. Not tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon. I haven't hosted this week. This is my first session this week because it's been a hectic week, obviously. So, yeah. Let me know if there's any questions. And if there's no questions, then I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow. And remember, guys, this is strictly for educational purposes only. This is for educational purposes. Do not take this as financial advice. What happened yesterday in the market might not happen today. Just because you see a pattern today doesn't mean that the pattern will repeat the same thing it did yesterday. The markets are very risky and you should always approach with caution. Okay. Always read that risk disclaimer when you're going into these live sessions. Always read that risk disclaimer. If there's nothing else, guys, it was a pleasure being with you tonight, and we will see you next time. Next time being tomorrow. Okay. I might host on Friday, since this week I only started hosting on Wednesday. I might host on Friday, so we have like 3 days this week. But I'll see. I'll confirm with you guys. Okay. Anyways, thank you guys for your time. Thank you for paying attention, and good night. See you guys on the next one.